we have a way to write our code at the end and we can still execute it. So I think we got the answer. The first thing is if there is an issue or there is an exception in the catch block, or if the catch block is not there itself, then final block is needed, right? Because the exception or else would be unresolved and it will not go further. And there is one other answer to it. So yesterday when I was going through with my friend, so there was another pointer to it. So other pointer would be like you might have missed the catch block. Okay, so what do I mean by missing the catch block? That is right, you have written a piece of code and in the try and you have a catch, right? So in the catch, not always we will be going with the exception class, right? We may have only catch arithmetic exception e and some array index out of bound exception has occurred. Then the catch block will not work, right? So basically for that exception, catch block is not there, unpresent. And if the catch block is not there, then still if you want to execute your code, the final block is needed. Got it, right? What I wanted to say. I wanted to say that when in the catch block, 1 second, I'll share my screen. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit diverted today. A lot of work is pending from my side. So I'll just open my clips. It's opening. Okay. Let me know once my screen is visible. Yeah. So this is my try, right? So here I am expecting that there would be an exception of arithmetic, correct? But in some cases I might not know, right? As I said, like there is a chance you might not know. That's why we put the whole test cases even in the try block sometimes. So I'm just giving that array index out of bound exception with the exception E, and then it will catch this particular one. Now, if the exception which will occur in the line number 22 here, will it ever come to this catch block? No, right? So that means if I have a CISO here writing something, then that will not be executed, right? Because even the catch block is there, this catch block is not this particular exception which is occurring here. That means this catch will not actually work, and it's a like missing catch block. So no one is there to handle the exception. Again, this line will not be executed, and that's why we need a finally. Okay. Now, few things to discuss here that uh, like as I told yesterday, like in the catch block, mostly like if you are sure that this type of particular exception will come, then you will give the particular exception name. Even you will get the auto suggestion. Okay, if you don't remember the full name, doesn't matter. If you just, for me, I just put ARR and gave control space, it showed me whatever is there. So I chose the correct one. And if you are not sure, you will always go ahead with only exception class, because this is the class, it will work. Okay, now just suppose this is exception E, and there is another catch to this, which is arithmetic exception Y. Sorry, Y has been used already. So let's go for A, arithmetic exception A. So now tell me which catch block will work for this try.
Arithmetic
expression. Arithmetic expression. Because of try block, it will perform arithmetic operation.
Yes.
Why not this? Because this is also a part of this, right?
This exception is a superclass of all arithmetic,
All type of exceptions. Correct.
Exceptions.
So it should also get executed, right? Why not that?
Sir, it like first with them matching that only arithmetic expressions, you know.
It looks for the exact match, maybe.
Exact match.
Okay, it looks for exact match. So you are saying the first catch block would be executed, this one.
Yes.
Yes.
And what will happen to this then?
It won't. It won't
It
execute.
won't what?
It won't
execute.
It won't execute.
And if it happens vice versa, then if I put the exception at the top and
It goes
if I
exception.
if I put the
Take
exception at the top and then I put the arithmetic exception at the second, what will happen then?
Even then it must go to
exception or the
arithmetic.
catch.
Arithmetic. Then
Either
exact
ways, it will
match.
go to arithmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it will not happen.
Exception.
Sorry. See, it's not happening. It's throwing an error.
Yeah.
Why? Because already parent is covering this, right? Why it need to execute this one?
Yes.
Even if you are getting an exception in the try block, already the parent is getting this cover. Exception is the parent, right? It already got it covered. Why you need a particular one again? It doesn't even need any exception. You put it below it, it doesn't matter because parent is already covering it. If parent is, but in the previous scenario, you guys were correct that it will always try to search for the particular one. Okay. It will try
Okay,
to search
anyway,
for the
that will be run in the sequential order. So if exception is first, it will throw there.
It's not you can think like that, but it's not really the reason why exception is getting, why it's throwing error there. It's throwing error there because it's throwing error there because already the parent has covered whatever the exception it may occur there, and so it doesn't have to come below, even it doesn't need to execute there. And in this case, it's already getting the solution. It's not only the first one it will get executed. Until unless it gets the solution, it is gonna execute. Like if I had another catch block here for the same try saying array index of bound. So will this work? No, right? It will not work.
No.
Only this will work.
Yes.
One second, I'm getting a call. as I was saying, so it will find the particular catch one where its exception is getting handled. It might be in the second, it might be in the fifth, it doesn't matter. If there are multiple exception catch blocks, so it will find the particular catch block where its exception is getting handled. Now in the second scenario,
Amitabh, sorry, your voice is low, Amitabh.
Yes, yes, Amita. We are not able to hear.
is it better now?
Yes, yes, Amitabh.
Yes,
Okay.
Amita.
So I was saying that it will try to find the particular exception handling catch block. Okay, so your arithmetic exception might be in the fifth or in the sixth. It will try to find that particular catch block where it is getting handled. Until it finds, it's gonna search for it. But in the second scenario, when this one was at the later part, okay, this one as the later part, so for the compiler, basically it's already getting handled, right? The parent is already handling it, parent is handling it, that means it's getting covered. It doesn't need to come to the specific one at all. For any exception, it will handle, right? So that's why it's throwing error, nothing else. Okay, got it, right?
Yes, Amitabh. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, Amita.
So we have discussed about the try and catch, even the finally. So you guys got what is finally, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
Anyway,
So
yes, Amita.
sorry,
Final.
anyone said something? Someone said.
Finally is
Anyway,
always executed.
yeah.
I'm not able to hear. Can you come again?
The finally block
Whether
is always executed. Then
Yes,
that's
finally is the block which is getting executed independent of occurrence of exception. That is the complete sentence. That means exception occurs or not, finally block would be executed. It's independent of
executed.
its own. And
Oh,
that's where, like, if you have seen yesterday, like there are multiple permutation combinations you can do, right? Try finally, try catch only, or try catch inner blocks, like inner try, inner catch blocks, multiple catch blocks for a try. So that's what I said. When someone asks you what is the ways to handle exception, the basic ways are three, but people may say five or people may say six. They're not wrong. They're just extending the try catch only with different permutation combinations. Got it, right? Now we
Yes,
have two other keyword to handle the exception. One is throws, and other is throw.
throw.
Even though it seems almost same, but they are like implementation is different, their work is different, even how they behave is different, and their difference is almost important question for any interview. What is throw? What is throws? What what is throw and what is throws? So what is throws? Let's discuss that first. Throws is a keyword which is particularly used for a, sorry, I'm diverted as I said, right? So throws is a keyword which is used in the method signature line. Okay, so that means sometimes what happens, whatever the code or piece of code you are writing, as you are saying, I'm writing a piece of code, I know from this particular piece of code an exception may occur, and I'm putting that particular piece of code in the try block, and for that I have a catch block, and then I have finally, may not have finally, doesn't matter. So like that I have a try and catch block. But when I'm saying that throws would be used at the method level, like method signature level, that means what? I'm already saying that there is a chance, I don't know which particular piece of code will throw the error or throw the exception, sorry, throw the exception. I'm guarding the whole method. So whatever the code you write inside that particular method would be handled. What I'm trying to say, so I'll share my screen again. So if you see here, so this is the try catch block. Now I remove the try catch. Okay, let's, I'm removing it. So you guys remember thread.sleep, right?
yes.
Thread
Yes,
dot sleep 2000.
milliseconds.
One second. My again same thing. Now it's okay. Okay. Milliseconds. So I'm giving thread.sleep 2000. So now for that, If you even hover over it, it will say add throws declaration. You can see, right? So two things are coming. Either you surround it try catch because it's a line which may give a exception. That's why I'm putting it in the try block. For that, I have a catch block. Correct. Interpret exception was the exception. Remember, right?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
else, what is the other thing I can do? There is an option to add throws declaration. Throws is called declaration, not implementation. Why? Because we are adding it in the method declaration level, right? Method signature level. So if you see here,
Yes.
it's coming in the method signature. Please remove this. Throws interpreted exception. So I'm saying this particular method throws this exception, and this error is gone. That means method has been handled. The exception has been handled, but yeah, I'm not getting an output like I used to get in the catch. I have a way to turn around this. There is no way to turn around this. Okay, try catch has the advantage that in the catch block you can turn around the code, that you can redo it again, or you may get the stack trace, get message. In the throws there is nothing. It will just be handled. It's just handled. That's it. So this particular exception has been handled here with the throws. So throws is a keyword which is added with the method declaration line, and you have to mention the particular exception name. You can see the particular exception name I have given, and if that exception occurs in this whole method scope from here to here, anywhere this exception occurs, it will handle it. Like if we do the same thing what we have done previously, like int f equals to x by y, and then CISO f. So I'm not handling it now, right? There is nothing. Even I'm handling the interpret exception. Let's remove this one, or else my code will be just slow, nothing else. So I run the code. Let's go to console. So I gave 10, I gave 0. Exception has occurred because that particular exception has not been handled. So if I want to add it, I'll just give a comma and it would be, see, arithmetic exception. Then if I run it and I do like this 10, 0. Now it's saying that particular exception has occurred, but like it will not stop the flow. Okay, it has stopped the flow, right? Yeah, what is happening? Throws will handle the exception without any error. Okay, yeah, it works. So for the throws, use, okay, better example was that only, actually it was my mistake. Better example is this one. So if you add the throws, even for this one, you will see the error is gone because it knows the exception has been handled. Like if the exception occurs, the code flow, even anyhow the exception will stop it. Okay, because there is no way to handle. Like in the catch, I had a way to handle. I said, right, throws doesn't have a way to handle it. So throws will just make sure the exception has occurred and the execution stops there anyhow, because there is no catch block behind it or nothing. Even your test case will fail for this, but it's guarding this whole method scope. Okay, like basically how can I explain the throws functionality? We use this for the checked exception also. One second, let me try one thing. Int f equals to y, what we have done, right? It was already there. For that, we give arithmetic exception. Now if I run it, let's remove it as of now. So the method scope has the throws method. Zero. Correct. Now it's working. Oh, again arithmetic, huh? Try catch block has, okay, the message is coming. Y0, try catch 21. Throws stop the execution, right? So if throws stops the execution, then we use the throws to handle the particular, the checked exceptions. What happens to the runtime exceptions? That's the question. Runtime exception still throws the error. So it's just handling it, right? One second.
I read some that
Tell me.
I read somewhere that these exceptions are like a parent childs are there, right? So first we have to declare the parent exception, then only we can call the like that somewhere I read. I don't know exactly.
It doesn't matter, right? I'm already giving two different exceptions, not like parent. Even if I give here exception, you are saying it will work. It should not, anything works, right? I'm giving the particular one with the comma value. One is getting handled.
Yeah.
Still it will happen. That's getting delayed because of this thread dot sleep, nothing else. 2 seconds delay.
But the exception it's not handled.
Okay, throws. What is happening in the throws? Let me check once. Unchecked expression we use throw Java throws example. Let's say example of throws. That's what I'm trying to do, right? Void m, it void p, there is a try catch. Exception handled. Normal flow. Normal flow is after the p on. Device error, throw new, it's a throw. Try catch. Declare exception is throw. Throws IO exception m method. What is happening? Is used to declare an exception. It informs the programmer that there might be occurrence exception, so it's better to program the exception handling code. It's a handling code, so the normal flow of the program can be maintained. Okay, 1 second. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. 1 second. So I may have a method of public void sum. And then I may have a method where it says that's so, or maybe, yeah, got it. Got it. That's sleep polygon method throws. And when I will be trying to put the code here, so throws. No, okay, this one is to be removed. I don't want to print this code. So there's no need of printing this. I will have handled the throws there. Yeah. If it is not handled, then it will be the error. And it will ask to throws, handle it. If this is not there, again throw error. Correct. Yeah. Throws is the keyword. Okay, I got it. Throws is the keyword where we handle the exception, but it's not like catch block. Okay. So what is happening here? When any exception has occurred, we do it in the cry block and instantly we get the catch block, right? Where we are either like we are getting the message what is the exception has occurred and all. Throws is the keyword which doesn't do anything. Throws functionality is it is ignoring it for further whenever that, but see here I have got a method where I have given thread.sleep. It's an interpret exception. And because I'm writing this code and I may use this method somewhere else, anywhere, wherever I would be using. And for this method, I have given throws declaration. Okay. So this method, whenever it's getting used, I also need to handle it here. See, without handling this method, I can call this because it's saying, because inside this method, there is a thread.sleep, which you need to handle. I gave throws declaration. And after that, even though exception may occur or may not occur, it's going with the normal flow. That means throws is which is giving you the opportunity that you may handle it later, you may not handle it later. For this, you can put a try catch block here. I have already used the method where it's getting used. You can handle it here. Like you can put a try catch here. You can, even if you don't want to put it here in another method you are implementing, you don't need to, like you don't want to handle it in this particular main method. In another class you want to handle it, you can put the try catch there. So throws is the one which is making a skip basically. It's not handling, you are not handling at the moment. Whenever you are using a particular method, for that you'd be handling it. You'd be handling it. And that's why I was thinking like how it's maintaining the normal flow. Correct. So what is happening basically, throws is the keyword which keeps it for the later. When this method is getting used, you can, you're seeing the user choice now. You may handle the exception, you may not handle the exception. Even if you handle the exception, you can use the try catch. If you don't want to handle, you can even skip here. See here also I'm skipping with the throws declaration without any try catch. I don't want any particular exception like data, print stack or any message. So I'm just keeping it for later. One more thing I wanted to just check why with the interpreted exception or the particular exception class, it will also handle this. 1 second. I wanted to do is exception. Still it will handle, of course, because it's the parent and the parent will handle the child. Okay.
So Amitabh, if we have more than one exception,
It may have one more than one exception. That is possible. You can give commas like
okay.
you can give arithmetic exception, comma, like array index of bound. You can give multiple exceptions as a comma wise.
Instead
Like
we
in this
can-
method,
Okay.
any of this exception occurs, it will just leave it there. Okay, that's it. Its functionality basically, yeah, tell me.
I
Can
didn't
we
say
use
no.
only one exception word keyword to all? That means only we
That's
can
why
use
if you
only
use the
one
parent, you
exception.
don't have to give others
Oh,
particularly.
yes.
Yes.
That's better.
What I'm trying to say that in the try catch block, you are trying to handle an exception then and there. Okay. If you use the throws keyword, you are not handling it. You are just leaving it for the later use. Like this method I am using later in this main method. Here also, there is a possibility, right? If I don't have a throws, I can handle it here. That boss, you can use a try catch here and you can get the particular stack trace, whatever is coming for this scenario. Or you can leave it here also and skip it for further. That boss throws will handle it everything. I don't want to
Okay,
even
it
enter.
will just allow us to progress till that is handled. Otherwise, it will be a
Yes.
red mark.
Yes, or else it would be always an error, right? Or
Yeah.
your normal code flow would be stuck until unless you handle it for further.
Okay. Okay.
Huh.
Amitabh. Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. child one. So it can also handle the particular one. Okay. 1 second. Mhm. So as I said, like, right. So what I'm trying to say that throws is always leaving it for further. Okay. Just suppose you are writing a piece of code or particular class. Okay. So for that particular class, you have 50 methods. All 50 methods have the different types of exception that you haven't handled. You have just written the code like this sum. So you haven't handled it with the try catch block. You have, oh, I'm not sharing, right? 1 second. Let me share my screen. So what I'm trying to say that you have written a class which has 50 methods like this sum, and every method has their own particular type of exception. And you want to leave it to the user or whoever using that particular class for the handling. Okay, so you will create a class where the particular methods have all these exceptions. You will put it at the throws. You'll put it in the throws, and whenever this particular method will be called upon, the user can handle it on their own. That is one thing. And second thing is that throws can also call upon your own classes. Okay, like how can I explain this? Just suppose there is a class particularly where you have given the solution for any type of exception that I have created one class, maybe any class, like the exception handling class. In that class, I have kept a solution for what needs to be done if as a solution for arithmetic exception. So I'll just call that particular class here with the throws. So what will happen? So it will just handle with that particular solution. There is a chance. But remember like that, the throws is leaving for the next user that whatever the exception will be called upon for this particular sum method here in example. So here the user is getting chance that I haven't handled it. Okay, right. I have written the code. I have not handled any exception. So that user later who is calling the sum method, they can handle it on their own. So maybe some people want to get the get method. Some people want to get the stack trace. Whenever this sum method will be called upon, they can handle on their own. Even you can skip it further. You can just directly go ahead and say key. This also throws the interpret exception. It will go further from there only. Just think it like that.
Okay, but if we don't handle it, I mean later in the
If you
later
don't
line,
handle it at all, the execution will be stopped anyhow. Okay. Because ultimately exception has to get some handling or some other way around, right? But if
okay,
you
this
don't
is
handle
just
it
an
at all,
intimation that there is a possibility of the exception.
later uses, like that's what I'm saying. Like you are creating a class which has 50 methods, all 50 methods has their own exception. Are you gonna write the try catch block for all these 50 methods? No, right?
No.
Not there.
No.
And even you may not need the same implementation for all 50 as the same, right? So what you will do when you are using it later at the implementation stage, like you'll be calling this method somewhere. So you will be handling it on your own as per the uses of that particulars. Some particular method where you are calling that you'll be calling this method inside a method only, right?
Yeah.
Like creating an object or all. So either for that method you need the stack trace. That would be enough. You may need a message. You may need to do some other way also. You have given the solution also in the catch block. That is also possible, right?
Yep.
For some, you don't even need any solution. You are just putting get massage. That would be enough.
Okay.
So throws is the way which is getting carried over. As a coder, you don't want to handle it in one place. You are just leaving it for the further use. Whenever these methods will be called upon, they'll be just you can handle it there. If you don't want to handle it there, exception will occur. Always exception will occur because it's not handled and the run flow will stop anyhow.
Okay. Yeah, Amitabh got it.
I think it's not clear for others. So to summarize this, what I have said. To summarize this, that throws is another way to handle. So what I'm trying to say, you have a class A, which has 50 methods. Okay. All 50 methods has their different type of exception occurring chances. Like this method occurs with arithmetic exception. This method occurs with array index bound of array out index out of bound. So all these exceptions
You are writing the code, right? These people who have written the Java, they have not handled it, right? They have given it back to us that how you want to present this exception, that there is a method called sum. So this method, when would be called upon, so you can just you can do it in the try catch block. In the catch block, you just want to get the message, what is happening. For the method called multiplication, for that, you want to do another way. Okay, the number was something else. So user would be getting another chance to put the second number. And the flow will continue again. In the catch block, it's like that. So that's what I'm saying. When as a user, as a first level user, you don't want to implement or handle the exception and you make it over for others, it will go over. It will go over whoever is calling those methods for the second level user, and they can implement it as they want. Okay, that's what the functionality throws is giving you. And because throws you are using as a first level user, you are not getting error anymore. Okay, your method is also implemented. Even for the compiler, the method has like the particular method is safe and exception is handled because it knows wherever this method would be called upon later. Until unless it's not in use, it doesn't have to execute it, right? So until unless it goes for the execution, it doesn't matter. Got it? Anyone?
Yes. Yes.
Anyone? Only one people only said yes twice.
Yes, Antav, I got that.
Yes, sir.
Others?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that is throws, and there is throw. So I'll just discuss the throw shortly right now. I'm little really in pressure. So throw is something which is used to create. Okay, that's why when we are saying even when the suggestions were coming that there is an exception, please handle it. You will see that try catch is coming, throws is coming, but throw is not coming. Throw is some particular keyword which can create exception. Okay, it is used to create exception. Why people will intentionally create exception? Uh, because you might need a custom exception, right? You might create a class. You wanted to create a like custom class, which would be called as like VS exception. That means whenever VS does something, it will throw that particular exception. And so that you can handle it later in your way. The same thing. The throws gives you the way to handle it later. Even throw gives you a way to handle it later. But the thing is, throw has the advantage that you can create your own exception class. I can create a class named Amita, which is like every exception class is implementing the throwable, right? So which will be extending the throwable and it will be called as a exception class itself. And later I can throw that particular class. Like how can I show you? One second. Because the implementation is so in short. So what I'm trying to say, let's create a class. New class into exception. Have created. Then I will just extends throwable. Okay. And there is a method called this is my method. So in my try catch block, so just suppose this is a method, I can say so new. Oh, what? So new. See, so what will happen with this line? It is gonna throw. You can see it's saying throws declaration because an exception will come here. So let's leave it. So I'm saying this method, there's some method will be throwing that particular exception. So whatever I'll be implementing in this class, that exception will behave like that, right? So I may say ki, see, so you have got an exception. And that's how these all exception classes are created. Whenever you're getting arithmetic exception, it's throwing something in the console, right? You have got java.lang.arithmetic exception in the line number base. The message is slash divide like divide by 0, like that, right? So all these classes are created by that. I have created an exception class. How I have created exception class? Because I have extended throwable. This is the parent of all exceptions. So I have like extended the throwable, and now with the throw keyword, I can throw my own exception. Okay, I'm saying this sum method will be throwing this exception. Why I need to throw exception myself? Why I would want to hamper my execution flow? Because I want to handle it in my own way. Like whatever the solution I have given or whatever the way I have handled the Amitabh exception in that particular class, I want my code to go that particular way. That's why I will be throwing my own exception. If you see, if I give throws declaration, it will say throws Amitabh exception. And so when I'll be handling this sum method, I have to handle on my own way, how I want, right? I want my output to be in a customized way. I'll be handling it in that way. As I said, like it's a little bit in-depth topic. I'll be saying the same things, but you need to go past first throws. What is throws? I'll say again, throws is the keyword which gives you the opportunity to handle any particular exception at the later stage. That's it. Remember like that. At the later stage, you can handle it. If you don't handle it, what will happen? The answer is simple. Like if you don't handle an exception, execution will stop. The same thing. Here also, when I'm calling the sum method, you see it's giving me an opportunity to handle it here. I don't have to handle when I'm writing the same method. I am already skipping it with using the throws keyword. But you are getting an opportunity to handle it later. That's the point of throws. That's it. And throw is someone which like creates exception in your flow. Why I need it, how we do it, I'll show you again tomorrow. Not an issue. But go through the throws once, okay? Even I forgot after a long time I was doing throws, but yeah. So throws is something which makes the user to handle the exception later. That's it. You can remember like this.
Yeah, Amitabh. Okay.
Okay.
Go through the throws once and
Okay.
throw I'll explain again. Okay. Throw is something I want to go a little bit in depth.
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you guys. Bye bye. I'm really diverted.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Amita.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Amita. Thank you, Amita.